Peace be upon you all. Welcome back to my channel, people. It's your boy Mr. Infinity 1495. I have returned. The people called, and I have answered. It's been a while since I have made a video. The last few weeks I made a few short videos and TikTok videos. They got a decent amount of views, but what brought me back is my old YouTube Shorts video. It reached over 180,000 views, and brought me over 50% more subscribers. So I plan to capitalize on that and revive this great channel. There have been a lot of new projects released since my last video, so I will try my best to catch up. You will see a lot more Ninjago videos, as the Ninjago fanbase helped me build my name, so it only makes sense to target them as I revive my channel. Be sure to join my new Discord server, you can find the link in the description. If you watched my last video, you'd know that I lost access to my old Discord account, and my old server with it. So I started fresh. Make sure to like and subscribe and let's get cracking. I have covered the LEGO Ninjago series ever since I first created this channel. There has been 16 seasons in total. The series has been so successful they could not abandon it, so LEGO started a brand new series called LEGO Ninjago Dragons Rising. At first I wasn't too keen on it, but upon further inspection I started to come around. The new series features the same characters, and the same storyline. But it also includes new characters, such as new enemies and new elemental masters. Think of it as a new season, kind of like Season 11. Let the review commence. Despite knowing what to expect, the first season of Dragons Rising surprised me quite a bit. I expected it to be corny and cliché, cheap writing and just an all-out B-rate series. Mainly because I thought it wouldn't live up to the OG series. But thank God I was wrong. Ninjago has always been good at storylines and world building. Dragons Rising was no exception. The whole concept of this show was genius. All of the 16 realms merged into one huge realm during an event called the Coalescence. This allows for a more diverse selection of characters which we do see in the show. One thing I did notice is that we don't see much of Ninjago City. The main setting is called the Crossroads. It's a central hub market where all the people from the 16 realms cross and trade. It's also home to the two new characters, Aaron and Zora, Lloyd's first pupils. While this change is quite huge as Ninjago City is always the main setting for the seasons, I can get past it, so long as we have the OG ninja. The beginning episode in the series really got me confused. It started with the beginnings of the merge, where the ninja end up getting scattered across the vast new world. We don't see much of them at first. It's mostly Lloyd, Aaron, Zora versus the new enemies. As far as Ninjago enemies go, these ones weren't too bad. While villains such as Empress Beatrice and Raptor are okay, Lord Ras was definitely the best, and has the potential to be one of the great. I noticed that he was a sort of animal humanoid being, something like we see in the realm of Chima. They call it the realm of the wildlings. Sounds like something out of Game of Thrones lol. Which is definitely a series I have to review. I do hope the writers use this opportunity to revive the Chima series and its characters. It would be such a wasted opportunity otherwise. The next few episodes are quite slow. We learn that there are dragons that can also speak. At first I found it slightly goofy, but after watching Season 2 I changed my mind. I could review Season 2 now, but I'll leave that for the next video. One of the most interesting things we learn from this season is the concept of the Source Dragons. Beings of creation that predate the first Spinjitzu master. While we still don't know much about them, the writers definitely did a good job introducing them. Another cool thing to talk about is the animation change. Ninjago periodically have always changed their animation, obviously decided by the animation company. The series has changed drastically since Season 7 and then Season 10 after that. It's always evolving and becoming better, and I think Dragons Rising has perfected it. The elemental powers look vibrant and strong, while the Spinjitzu looks powerful and fast. Something that the older seasons in the OG series lacked. The fighting choreography hasn't changed much since Crystallized, which is a good thing because that was perfect. Speaking of elemental powers, we do see some new elemental masters such as Aaron and Zora, who I mentioned earlier, the new master of wind called Euphrasia, who is a monk from the Cloud Kingdom, the master of heat called Wildfire, who is an orphan raised by dragons, and the master of fusion called Geo, who is actually a monster. My favorite out of the bunch is definitely Wildfire. She is a likable and funny character, who has great chemistry with Kai. When it comes to creating characters, Ninjago know how to cook. There were a few things I didn't like, such as Zora's elemental power. She calls it tech power, which doesn't really make much sense. She has the ability to craft technological devices with the wave of her hand. Maybe there's a better explanation to that power. If not, I'm pretty disappointed because it doesn't really tie in with the other elements of creation. All elemental powers branch from the 4 original elements of creation: fire, ice, earth and lightning. Heat comes from fire, wind comes from lightning, and fusion is the combination of fire and water. Tech powers doesn't really have a place to fit in, unless it isn't only tech that she can manipulate. But I highly doubt it. I also didn't like Aaron's ability. It's not his elemental power but his spinjitzu. He calls it object spinjitzu, which is a little bit goofy. It looks cool and is quite powerful, but like with Zora's powers, it needs to be explained and represented properly. Overall, this season definitely did create a strong foundation for Dragons Rising as a series. While yes, some characters were sidelined like Jay and Cole, I know that it's for a reason, and pretty soon they both will play major roles in the seasons to come. Every time a season ends, I dread that it will be the end of this franchise. But every time the writers always jump back up with a brand new story and villain. That is why being a Ninjago fan is great. I do hope this franchise never ends. This has been your boy Mr. Infinity 1495. Until next time, may peace be upon you all.